Hey guys, actually this is the second take for the intro, which is really weird. The first one I did, for some reason the audio didn't come out. So here we are. This is like an after take of the first take. Basically what this video is about today is really something simple, something that you're probably not used to seeing me do. It's about bonsai, okay? Because I do bikes, I do cars, I drink a shitload of alcohol, but I also love doing bonsai. So I'm no expert in any way, but it's a bit of therapy for me. So check out the video. And again, this is weird, man. This is the second take. Finished the whole thing earlier, and now I've got to go back and do it again. So there you go. Basically, repotted a bonsai that I've just had growing there for the past few months, and then decided to put it into an actual pot this time. Okay, so check the video, you'll see. Oh, by the way, I think I messed it up because when I was removing it from the original pot, I think I messed up the main taproot. But anyway, have fun. Once again, I think I really messed this up. So when I went to pull it out of there, I didn't take enough care as I should have, and I think I messed up the main taproot, which, oh well, shit happens. But anyway, I'm going to try to repot it and see what happens. It may live, it may not. So it looks kind of healthy, and that taproot shouldn't have snapped off that easy, but again, we'll wait and see. Just using this cheap pot that we got, 50 pesos I think it is. It's probably too big for this, but really I'm going to give it as much space to get more roots, and just see how it goes. Fingers crossed that it lives. Okay, so here we are. I got the pot. First thing I'm going to do, while I'm having a smoke, is I just got some gravel. Again, guys, I'm no expert on bonsai, and I'm probably going to make a lot of mistakes and probably do things that are so unorthodox that the bonsai community will be in an uproar and say, hey, that's all wrong. But you know what? I don't care. This is just me doing stuff in my house, so there you go. Okay, got some gravel, just cleaned it up a little bit. Just going to put that in the base. Oh, by the way, there's holes. There's already holes in the bottom, if you can see. There's holes in the bottom to help with the water draining out. Okay, and so that's there. I'm gonna now put in the gravel. I know you're probably supposed to put screens and stuff in here, but I'm hoping that the gravel is going to stop the soil from seeping through those holes anyway, so or falling through those holes. Just putting that in just a bit. Now again, guys, I'm just doing this with stuff I have laying around, the house. I haven't bought any proper materials or pumice stone or anything like that. This is just leftover stuff that I've had for like construction. And so, yeah, okay, so now I've got gravel in there, a layer of gravel. That will just help with the drainage, I guess. Now, back in a sec. Okay, just had to adjust the camera and have a drink. No, it's not Blue Drinks, just a drink. Coffee for now, man, because it's still morning and stinking hot. But anyway, probably Blue Drinks later on. Okay, so what I've got, it's got a bucket of soil, which we got down near the market. It's kind of more like compost. It's got rice husks in it, and it's loose. It's loose, but it's good black soil. Okay, and I've got that, and I've also got a bit of sand. Okay, now again, I don't know if this is right, but I've been doing this with my bonsai. I'm not following any real rules of bonsai. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to mix in a bit of this into here, hopefully to basically make it looser, so the roots can freely branch out. So there you go. Going to put in some sand and mix it into here. Where's that thing? Okay, the fork. Mix it all together. Again, I'm not an expert on bonsai, but I enjoy doing this shit from time to time, man. It gets me away from the normal things in life, like your bills and the hassles you're having, and it's for a bit of therapy. So there you go. So mix that in. You can probably put a little bit more. Mix it all in. Okay, so there you have it. Soil mixed in with sand, and I got gravel in the bottom of there. And so now I'm going to just put in a bit. Put in a bit from the biscuit bucket. And then just move that around in there. Make a little hole in the middle there. Probably need some more. Just whack in some more. Yeah, fuck it, whack in a lot more. Okay, so got the good old soil in there, mate. Now make a hole in the middle. All right. Hole in the middle. Grab my plant. Hopefully future bonsai if it doesn't die. I guess the main thing I've got to look at how it's going to sit in this pot. I mean, eventually this is going to be repotted anyway. So this is like a temporary growth pot. I got to put it into about here. I don't want to get too high up. Probably end up getting like trunk rot or something like that. I guess I'm sounding like a garden gnome guy now, huh? Green finger. Absolutely not, man. I've got no fucking idea really. But anyway, having a bit of fun. So I'm guessing I'm going to make it that way, and then I can play around with it. There's still a bit of wire and stuff here from when I first started wiring it up in the other bucket over there. And so there you go. I'm going to stick that in there. Packed it down a little bit. So it's in place. Probably Might need to have a stick to hold it into place, but we'll see for now. Might add a little bit more soil, dirt, whatever you want to call it, but not put it too high around the base. Like that. I don't know if I like that way. Let's look at it this way. Yeah, this is probably going to be a bit better. Now, this is going to need a lot of trimming. Don't know if I'll do it today, because I really want the thing to just settle down first. Like this is new shoots, but man, the leaves are just too big. There's wire here, which is now cutting into the tree because I haven't paid much attention to it, so I'm going to remove it for now. Yeah, it's cut into this tree. I don't know how good this bonsai is going to be, but and the thing is, you're not really supposed to do this. You're not supposed to unwind it because you're probably going to damage it. You're just supposed to cut it off at the turns. Don't recycle your wires, but again, I'm not a bonsai expert, so I'm just going to do it, man. Probably snap off a few leaves in the process, but that's okay. These Balete trees are pretty tough, man. They kind of grow everywhere and anywhere. And now let me just remove all these wires. What I might do is just leave it for a few days and see if it gets back to health, because at the moment it's not looking too freaking healthy now that I removed the taproot. Then after a few days, or maybe even a couple of weeks, geez, this fucker doesn't want to come off. Okay, yeah. So maybe after a couple of weeks, if it's back to proper health, then I'll rewire it and reposition it, etc. And I'll do another video on that. But for now, I guess I'm kind of wishful thinking. I don't know if this thing's going to live. Probably won't. But let's remove these wires anyway. It's probably really stressed out, especially that I've freaking snapped off the taproot. But let's see. Hang on, where's the other end of this wire? Okay. Again, you're not supposed to do this. You're not supposed to unwind the wire. You're supposed to just snip it off so you don't damage the tree. But I'm just unraveling it. I should have done this before I put it in the pot. But fuck it. Here, take it out. Unravel it. And let's see what happens. Again, these are pretty hardy. This thing's been sitting in there for maybe, I don't know, 4 or 5 months. And it was just a couple of branches that I took off the other one. And if you look at the other tree, you'll see that the leaves are a lot smaller because, yeah, I've been defoliating it every now and then. I know the specific times you're supposed to do it, but I haven't. So I just do it as I go. As you can see, this is, well, that's really like a trunk now. But then you got this bit that's just shot up out of nowhere, big leaves on it, but it's still green. So that's a new shoot, which we're going to turn into a trunk or a branch eventually. But it's like shooting up too fast here. But anyway, we'll see. I'll replant it, repot it, and then we'll see where we go from there. I don't think I've got any more wire on there, no. So sticking back in the pot. hopefully he'll live. So that's that. It's in the pot. Going to get a bit of water, and I'll be back. Okay, so he's now potted. Trusty hose, which is leaking like a sieve. Just get it all nice and wet. I'm not too worried about being excessive with the water at this stage because, God, that sounds like I'm farting, but I'm not farting. So the water seems to be running down quite well, so I'll just saturate that a bit. All right, just a sec. Now, what I may do, actually, yeah, I'm going to do it. Just, I don't want to put a stick in there to lean it up against. So what I'm going to do, get a rock, see which way this thing's leaning, and probably just put a couple of stones around the bottom. Hang on. Couple of stones around the bottom just to hold it into place so it's not going to fall over, and there you go, Mr. Bonsai. But yeah, you know what, fuck it, I'm going to cut it too. All right, just a sec. Okay, so got my secateurs, snippers, clippers, secateurs, I think that's what they're really called. Again, this is just stuff I've got laying around. I don't have it specifically for doing bonsai. It's just stuff that, I mean, I've had for years. This one's probably blunt as shit, but anyway, so I look at this and I go, okay, where's it gonna go? All right, these leaves are like really big compared to my other one. And that's because they've been allowed to grow without getting any, well, without any attention really. I've just let it sit there. So what I'm going to do is probably just trim it down a bit, remove that one, this one, and the tip. So apparently when you trim the tip, or you cut the tip like that, it changes the mentality of the leaves and the plant. So instead of just growing out a leaf and just growing straight, it usually branches out, and then you'll get, what do they call it? Ramification. Ramification is when it starts to branch out like that instead of just one going direct. Okay, this thing is just way too tall. So I'm just going to snip him off there. It's too big. I'm not going to take them all off because obviously it's already stressed, but I may just remove a few here. Again, I think I've already messed this up because of the taproot, the main taproot, but just never ever know. It may work out. So there you go. For now, that's probably enough. Let's take this one as well. It's probably enough. Yeah, I guess that'll do. It doesn't look the best, but fingers crossed, and let's hope for the best, and maybe, just maybe, it'll turn out all right. Okay, I'll update you. Get my little remote. I'll update you in a couple of weeks and just see where it's at. Okay? All right. Cheers. Okay. Yeah, that was going to be the end of the video, but I'm back again. I thought, well, while I'm out here, I'll look at this, my other bonsai, my Balete Bonsai, ficus fig. Um, Again, there's quite a few years old now. It's starting to get a few aerial roots at this time, which is it's a real pain in the butt to try to get that, but they're coming out. As you can see, the leaves on these are a lot smaller. And this is a lot smaller than the other one that we just did. And that's because I keep trimming it and exfoliating, oh, sorry, defoliating, which means taking off the leaves. The more you take off the leaves, defoliate it. I read once it was like you remove one and 7 come back. I don't know how true that is, but so far it's been working good for like 5 or 6 years. And when the leaves do come back, when they do grow back, they're a lot smaller. So, and that's what we try to do. I mean, I've seen people get these bonsais from the malls and they look like they've made them round and they've made shapes out of them or whatever. And I mean, that's all good. But for me, basically what I want is I want it to look like a tree, like this one is, okay? So I'm just gonna go ahead and, wait. That was one of those mosquitoes with stripes on its butt, man. Probably a dengue mosquito, so got to watch out for that shit. Anyway, all right, so I haven't touched this for maybe 3 months, and the last time I did touch it, I repotted it, removed it, trimmed the roots at the bottom, trimmed off a few of the leaves, not defoliated as such, but I did remove some, which I thought were a bit big. So, all right, now let's just start. Let's just start somewhere. Just remove some of this. Hopefully I don't kill it, which I shouldn't. By the way, you can also do you can also cut half the leaves, so at least some of it is still getting the rays of the sun, and that does help. And then when it starts to shoot off more leaves, then you can remove the ones that you half cut. Again, I'm not an expert, but I'll clean up this shit later. Stand up. These secateurs suck, man. I guess I probably should get some proper tools for it. You know, I play around with it enough to kind of justify that I should be getting tools, bonsai tools for it. But again, man, everything is done on a budget because, well, I don't have a lot of money. Actually, I've got no fucking money, but anyway. So, just trimming it off. I'm feeling like Mr. Miyagi in Karate Kid, but he's a lot more careful than me. I'm not, I just attack it. I've watched a couple of bonsai videos and I think it's Heron Bonsai in based in the UK, I think. Um, Old guy, some amazing bonsais. But dude, that guy can be really brutal with the trees, with his plants, and love it, absolutely love it. So continue on. Basically, I'm just trying to take off the bigger leaves, and then pinching or snipping the ends, with the hope of it um, causing better ramification, as I explained earlier. So still probably quite a lot that I missed out. Here we go. Now I hope this doesn't stop my aerial roots from shooting down to the ground. There's a bit of a tip about aerial roots. I don't know if you can see those aerial roots there. Um, I read about it once that if you put a straw into the ground here, into the soil there, and you put it up towards the root, it actually it helps the root to go down and seek moisture, I guess, seek water. And I've done it a few times, and it did work. But when I went to remove the root, so it could start going into the ground, well, move it out of the straw, messed it up, and the root snapped off. So again, I'm no expert, man, but this is just for a bit of fun, a bit of relaxation, bit of therapy instead of always drinking the blue drinks. So a couple more. All right. So there you go. It's looking a little bit more bare now. Quite a few leaves have been cut off, and another one. And here's another one. Don't really know what I'm doing, but basically I just cut off longer leaves, bigger leaves, and the ones that are kind of a little bit deformed like that. So I remove those. I don't know, maybe it's contagious and the other leaves will turn out like that too, so I doubt it. But here, tip. I know there's a lot of the bonsai people out there that are probably crying and saying, "Oh shit, dude, what are you doing?" Um, but oh well, I'm experimenting, man. So there you go. Something different from Alaktrician Man. Bonsai in the house. Cheers.